and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time to de-kit Christmas. So the painting did get finished. It has been framed. It was up partly over Christmas. I do have 3 kits to de-kit, this being one of them, Zesty Wolf, and also the succulent one, but I thought this one was finished first, so this one will be de-kitted first. But it's in a basic IKEA frame. I did have to mount it on a piece of black cardstock just due to a very thin line at the bottom and a very thin line at the top that would have showed through, so I'd rather it show through as black. Some of the diamonds were popping off all the way up to and including framing, but they're now behind glass, so it's all behind glass. It's working. What more can a girl do? But it is finished, so it's time to get the diamonds away. So I use this box from, what was it called now? The link will be Dot Box, that was it. The link will be on the website under our favourites, but I do have quite a few that need de-kitting. They're not in a number order, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put away the 3 10s. Where's my big black bag of 3 10s? It's hiding. Why is it hiding? I don't know why I've ended up putting other stuff on top of it, because that was always going to be a bad idea. This is my bag of 3 10s. While the 3 10s in this painting did keep popping off and were a bit of a pain, I believe it was more the size of the canvas than the diamonds themselves. The diamonds themselves didn't necessarily contain a load of trashy bits, so they're all going in there. Because what I also find, especially if you do have some bad diamonds, is that once they're all mixed in with the other good diamonds, you can end up with a really good result using a mixture of the two. So they're going in with all my 3 10s. My nice big bag. So I'm going to pull that out and I'll take off the top. The other 2 also contain 3 10s, but they did all get used up. And then I'm going to split these now because they've not been kitted up in number order. I'm going to split them into number order, but 3000s are just going to go on their own. I'll deal with the 3000s afterwards. So they're 800s, an 800, and a 700, 700, 800. They're 3000s, 100, 300. 400, they're 100s, that's a 3000, that's a 3, they're 3000s, that one is, what have we got now, 100, 700, 800, 400. Okay, so the rest are just my empty boxes, and I will of course move them back into there, but now at least I know where to start. So these are my spare storage boxes. These are getting a revamp because they're too full, so I'm hopefully going to be able to get into 2 boxes for rounds and 2 boxes for squares is my hope, but I haven't yet tested that theory in any way. So we're going to fight with the boxes at the moment. They have both got rounds and squares in. I'm going to fight with the space, hopefully for the last time. Maybe not quite for the last time, because the first video of me doing my spare storage or extending my spare storage, the first video is going to be me getting a new box ready with the dividers. So with these dividers and with these at the front, so basically all the foam board parts. I'm going to start with that, and yeah, that'll be the first section. And then I need to see if I can get all my rounds into 2 boxes and all my squares into 2 boxes. Because if not, I'm just going to keep the squares and rounds together but split them into 4. So I need to do that first video of making the box before I can then test if it's going to work. And if it does work, then I need to label myself up, you know, more dividers and things like that. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the last time I wrestle with these boxes to fit everything in, but I can hope. Okay, 154 is pretty full, but apart from 310, there's not too many of all of these colours. So I really do think I'm going to be able to fit the few diamonds that I do have into these bags. So that's what I'm going to try for, because it's quicker. And as I say, I do have quite a few that need to, quite a few kits that I do need to de-kit. And while I am de-kitting them in the order of the videos, because it spaces it out for me, I don't want to be spending ages or feeling like I'm spending ages de-kitting over the next couple of weeks, because I much prefer doing the diamond paintings. Okay, 315. So I've moved on to my pile of 300. See, there's hardly any of those left. It had like 35 colours and most of it was black anyway. It was only little bits in the Grinch and the decoration that actually needed some colour adding to them. See, that bag doesn't want to squeeze in already. It will be really nice if I can get my spare storage sorted before I need to de-kit at least my last kit, and it can feel like a little bit of a treat to be able to put diamonds away nicely with that little bit more room. That's my hope. Oh, this is a square actually, and I do have a Heaven and Earth Designs box that I normally check first. So far, all the diamonds I've put away I've had bags for, but 414 is actually empty, which makes me think it's in my Heaven and Earth Designs box. So I better grab that, because if any belong in here, I could do with putting them in here first, and 414 does. So 414 needs to be put aside for my Heaven and Earth Designs. Even if there's not a lot, it all helps. And 415 is Heaven and Earth Design as well. So let's bob both of those in, and then I'll do a quick check on all the others. So you don't need to do this step if you're not doing a Heaven and Earth Design, but I am doing one using my spares as much as possible. So these are the colours that I need more of than I already have with the painting. So that's the only reason I have only a few that I need more of. So all the 6s, no. 700s, I need 762. Let's do that one first. So I'm going straight in to do the one that I've spotted that I definitely need out of the 700s. Bob them in. So 762 and 779. No, that's not in there. So that's one. And then 800s. What 800s do I need? 814? No. 823? Yes. So let's bob those in. Quite full bags of 823. But that's okay. We'll bob some more in, so I'll have plenty. Because it must take a lot of 823 in the pattern that I'm doing. 898, that's also one that I need. I already have about 3 or 4 bags here, but I'm just keeping hold of any extras until I get closer to finishing my Heaven and Earth designs. And then I can always pass on any more that I end up with. So that's those 2 done. So I'm just taking my labels off, which I made straight from the canvas. I actually just cut the legend off the canvas for this one, because it was easier than trying to draw them out. So that's 800s, 900s. I know I need 939, so 902, no, 938, 939. I know this is in a big tub, but there still really wasn't many of them at all. Everything just went into the tubs from the biggest down when I kitted the painting up, which I did do on video. So you can see that if you need to, and why I chose to sort of go with the biggest. It actually worked really, really well with this painting because a lot of the diamonds just sat across the bottom. Because most of the painting was in bulk, it was the 310s. And after that, all there was a scattering of others. It meant a lot of the time when it came to all these other colours, apart from 310, lovely battery red. What I found I did with these, with all these other colours, is whenever I needed a colour, quite often I would only need, you know, maybe 3 or 4, or sometimes even less than that. So what I did was I just dipped the pen into the tray, because they were all sitting across the bottom anyway. So I just dipped my pen in and grabbed one, and it was so much easier when I only needed a couple. Right, 3371 I do need, so let's do that one while I've got hold of it. And I'll take the stickers off the pots in a moment. Right, 3072 I also need, and that one's here. So let's bob those in. Even these small trays, not all the diamonds are the right way up, but there's enough there for me to grab out the few I needed. And I just used the pots as my tray, and it worked. Right, 3787, no. 3799, nope. 3865, yes. Have I got a bag? There we go, I've got a bag I can throw those in. And then B5200, no. So I have all the diamonds that the Heaven and Earth designs might need, all shoved in there. It's not quite as pretty as my other boxes, that one, but it's still pretty. And then these 2 bigger square ones need to go across the back. And then these smaller square ones are building up. They fit and fill up the front, so I am just popping all the boxes back in. Okay. Let's go back to putting spares away. So 600s are next, and all I've got is bright red, which is 666. And there was quite a bit of that, but even so, There's in fact quite a lot of diamonds left from that one. Okay, I think that one hit the floor, which means it can stay there. I dread to know how many diamonds are on the floor of this craft room at the moment. It is in the need of a very, very good hoover. So that's the 600 done. I do really hope that having 2 boxes for rounds and 2 boxes for squares is going to work, because I think it will be so much nicer only pulling out 2 boxes to dekit. Okay, this one is my fullest box. As you can see, all the bags here have not settled in properly at all. So I'm going to pop these in number order. Just makes it a little bit easier for me. So 732 we'll start with first, and I'm just going to pull the card up so that I don't lose where it is. Now this one I haven't had any before, so it's time to grab my logbook and remember to update. So here's my logbook, and I want to go to my spares, which is actually in between my stash. So my spares list, 732. It is a colour that's used in Heaven and Earth design, but it isn't a colour that I need extra of because it wasn't in that box, which means it is now a colour that I have some of. So first thing I'm going to do is rub out the little H, because that just tells me that I have got some in my Heaven and Earth designs, just in case I need them, should I run out. And I'm just throwing pens all over the floor, and then I'm going to tick 732 under square to say I now have it. So I now have 732. And let's bob the logbook to the side. And we'll pop in the diamonds. It's just one little way to keep my diamonds updated without every now and then having to go through all of them just to check. And 733 is the same. That was actually on the next page. That one also is marked as a Heaven and Earth design. But I can rub out the little H because I only put those in pencil. I used pen for all the others, but I used pencil for that. And now I've got little rubber shavings or eraser shavings all over the place. Put those there, 733. Then we do have 734. We've already got some in this one, so I know it's already marked in my book because it gets marked when the first lot is added. So I can just add on to this. Some people do decide to, instead of doing a little tick or something, they do decide to stick diamonds on there. If that's something that you do, then you could then add, you know, a little diamond onto it and stick that on. 738. Bob those in. Slightly different shade. So they're a slightly darker shade than the ones that were already in there, but that's fine, because if I ever run out of a diamond in a kit, it could be the darker one is the same as what, you know, the painting I'm doing looks like, or it could be the lighter one. So by having them both in there, I can choose the closest match to the dye lot of the cellar that I've run out of. Okay, in 783. I should have lifted that one up. But this box is getting ridiculous. So I'm really glad that I've decided to revamp them as my little New Year tidy up. Popping the boxes away as I go, because it's much easier to try and keep it tidy as I'm going along. And it feels like I've sort of made a step achievement by unboxing all those, de-kitting all those 700s are now all done, away, looking pretty. Now it's 800s. So again, I'm going to put them into the order that they came out in, just because it's a little bit easier to be able to do it that way. So 817. Pull that up. Already got some of those. Let's add some more. One that's just got caught on my hand. I'm just going to move those to the side and I'll de-sticker all the 800s at once. So 817, 831, 831 I do already have. This looks like it's a different shade, but that's fine. It's a very different shade. Quite a bit lighter, that one, but it's all going in. It's definitely what they called 831. 833, that's also one that I don't have marked down. It is one that I have in the Heaven and Earth design, but I don't need any more than what I've already got in the storage for my Heaven and Earth designs. So I can move that to being in my spares as well. So any with a little H, if I do run out, I can check this. If I run out on any painting, I can just check my spares list. If it's only got a H, I know that I've only got spares in my Heaven and Earth designs, which I would still pinch from to finish a painting, because my Heaven and Earth designs is a, you know, a project that will take a few years to complete. So I've got chance to get some more again before then. But I know which box I'm going for. 834 is the same. And if I'd have twigged, I could have just done them both at the same time. So 834, let's change that to a tick. 844 is already a tick. So I checked the 800s while I was there. I could go through and check them all at the beginning, but I quite like the fact of checking them off as I go along. It's like, oh, I've got an empty bag. Have I ever had this diamond before, or have I never had it? 844, that's a pretty full bag. I still think I'm going to try and squeeze this in. Just because, apart from, as I say, the black, there really is not too many diamonds left over from this project, and I really just don't want to put them away in another box. Okay, 844. So let's take these off. That's all the rest of the long ones away. Yeah, I only have the bigger square ones, which they go up here, and then I do have a couple that are down here as well. Because I did rearrange everything to sort of size order. Okay, 900s, and this is absolutely busting. So 900 in red. I'm rather excited to start my little change up of my spares at the weekend. So that video is coming on Saturday. I am going to get the box ready first. Okay, 961. So when I go on here, that is, again, that's something that I have used in Heaven and Earth Design. So that's where all the rest of my spares are. But I don't need it anymore. So it can go into my normal spares. And the benefit of that is, while I have decided that I don't need any more for my Heaven and Earth designs, I've not finished using that colour in my Heaven and Earth design. So I'm going by the number of diamonds it tells me that I need. and I'm pretty sure I have enough. When I get right near the end of my Heaven and Earth designs, I may find that I guessed wrong and I actually don't have enough, in which case I can check straight away in my spares book and go, well, that's fine, I have more, and I can get them out of my spares. Okay, so that's up to 900 done. And then let's try the box of 3000s. So let's get these in. So that's a 3-7, they're 3 3s, that's a 3 8. So 3 6, 3 7, 3 8s. I think that's right. 3 3 4 6. So we've got one there with some already in. Sometimes it just takes a little minute to get into the box. 3 3 4 6, 3 3 4 8. This box is a lot more, has got a lot more flexibility in it. So 3 3 4 8 is an empty bag. So let's have a look. 3 3 4 8. It is also a Heaven and Earth Designs. If I was still collecting for my Heaven and Earth Designs, I would have been very, very happy dekitting this kit, because I would have had loads more diamonds to put with my project. But I've already saved what I need for that project, or at least what I think I need. Though I did add some more before, I suppose. I did get a few before that I got to add. 3 6 8 9. Right at the end. I've already got 2 different shades of pink for this one. I wonder if this one will add another shade. No, that one matches the last one that I put in. So that's 3 6 8 9, 3 7 0 5. Bob that one in. And just flatten that down as well before I closed up the seal. Just because I don't have room for air in here. 3 8 1 9. That's another one. So 3 8 1 9. That is also one that is in my Heaven and Earth Designs, but is now just in my spares. Not many of them, mind you. There is not many at all. But when you run out, you often don't run out of loads. I've got 12. I've got 12 spares. But then I can always pull them out of my Heaven and Earth Design if I need to as well. And then last but not least, 3 8 3 5. And I already have a bag for those. So that is the spares from one kit away. Woohoo! Spares are away. Storage needs to be put back to rights, so I just need to get the last of these labels off. I like to have my storage away and clean, so that when I'm kitting up, it is just a matter of grabbing whichever one it is that I need. So we'll get this put away. Because my kit is already framed and I didn't, I'd already cut off the sort of ledger on the side of the painting. I haven't kept hold of that for putting in my logbook or anything. Now the storage boxes do sit a bit nicer when they're flat, but I prefer them on the end so that I can see all the diamond colours. But I've updated my logbook with all the spares as we've gone along. That's my spares in Special and AB. But then in my actual logbook, not including this first one that I need to add one into, I have, not Mr. Quackers, Grinch Christmas. So I did put down the day that I finished it. I was good enough to have done that. I was good enough to have moved those over. Canvas quality, I think I'm going to give that a 3. It was a double-sided tape. It did have some rivers in it. I'm not sure if that was the right size canvas. If that was what was making the drills pop, or maybe it was the drills. But in turn, I'm going to give the drills a 3 as well. And I forgot my sum for working out how many drills, because it was a 30 by 40. I knew I should have written this down. Let's just have a look, because I do have some, I think, that were already done as a 30 by 40. Yes. So that's a 30 by 40, but it's actually a little bit smaller than 30 by 40. Did I do any others that were true 30 by 40? No, I didn't do the succulent bowl either, did I? I thought I might. Oh, hang on. What about in my completed? I did there, but that was a round. No, it was a square. There we go. So I've already got 30 by 40. Total number of drills, because it was a true 30 by 40, that one, is 19,200. So 19,200. I will find that sum and write it down, because that's my own fault. So I've got square, it was DMC. It's from Paint with Diamonds. No need to put any delivery notes. There's nothing that I found with that one. So I started it on the 20th of November. I finished it on the 12th of December. So that's 22 days. Enjoyment is probably a 2. Because I do still enjoy diamond painting. It wasn't popping all the time. It was only as I got further on. But it wasn't wow. So final thoughts is probably a 2. It didn't quite get in the bin. But it did have I did have a few words with it as we went along. I have kept it because now it's framed. I'm happy now it's framed. And it will come out each Christmas, and it's probably the image that has saved it. It's not popping diamonds now, it's actually in the frame, so that's a good thing. And it does look nice and sparkly now it's in the frame. So it's got that going for it. And then I think I'm going to take a picture of the actual finished image as well, which I'll add on here. But then I think I'm just going to pop a few bits in the notes. So I had popping diamonds or popping drills, which maybe try and spell, maybe down to the canvas or drill quality. Once framed, the drills have stayed in place. Have stayed in place. Ooh. Okay, so I do need to do another picture for that side, but I have filled in all of the rest, which is what I'm supposed to be doing with my logbook as I go along. It's a habit I need to, you know, enforce and get into fully, which 2022 is going to be the year for. The pictures might take a little bit longer on some, but my aim is definitely to get there with the pictures and get updated. But I do have another logbook session as well this Friday, where I try and get even more of my logbook done. So I do need to print pictures for that video, and in turn that means I will print the likes of the Grinch picture and things from being finished, because I've got the little printer out. So everything will help tie it all up together. But this storage can go back onto my shelf ready for use on a future video. I've updated my logbook and the diamonds are away. Woohoo! So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.